the winner of this match and new YouTube champion. Yeah! Yeah! Celebrate good times. Come on, hey, it's celebration. Party City is still closed due to not being an essential business. In my eyes, Party City is essential, but if Party City was open, I would have ran down and I would have got all types of confetti, poppers, ticklers, taintlers, you know what I'm saying? And I would have been in here, like I got some. Celebratories are in order. Celebratories are in order. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Success. 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 Success that can only be acquired by companies that are doing their due diligence to offer us the most outstanding gaming experience. The most outstanding gaming experience. And that is the only company, there's only one company alone, and that is the Nintendo brand. The Nintendo brand is incredible right now. They're on a roll ever since 2017. The launch of the Switch and bundled with Zelda Breath of the Wild, they haven't slowed down since. They haven't slowed down since. Switches are completely sold out across the world. Sales of video games like Zelda, Mario Kart, Pokemon, I mean, just through the roof. But right here, right now, with Animal Crossing, this has to be the most successful thing I've ever seen in my entire life. In my entire life. I have never seen anything like this before. One game, and one game alone, is able to outsell all of the PlayStation 4 games in only 6 weeks. You're not going to get this information from your sites that you go to, your IGNs, your Kotakus, your game trailers, your you know what I mean, your Angry Joes, your Bussy Games. Nobody's going to bring you this information right here. I had to literally scrum and crawl through the internet to find this type of information. And nothing makes me happier to find this information from one of the biggest Sony fanboys out there, Colin Moriarty. Colin Moriarty. I could not stand him back in the PlayStation 3 era. I couldn't really stand him until he got off of that kind of funny games. Mediocre, very extremely mediocre channel catered for children. If you're watching that channel, if you're subscribed to that channel, please jump off the nearest bridge. Colin Moriarty, die-hard Sony fanboy. I remember he ran this narrative on IGN that you just don't understand. You're just not a real gamer if you don't like Sony exclusives. And these were games like Little Big Planet. What was coming out at that time? I bet you the die-hard Sony fanboy can't even remember what the hell was being launched on the goddamn PlayStation 3. You know? My God, Colin Moriarty, I literally had to crawl and scrawl. Let me see if I can find the tweet right now. Hold on. Oh, as a matter of fact, let me pull up the information. Let me get my chat room. I know my chat room's down there turning up. I know them boys is turning up down there, man. I know the like bar, too, is being utilized. The dislike bar as well. We just don't promote likes around here. We don't tell people to click the like bar. I like to see the haters getting involved as well. There's nothing better in the world to see a hater just hitting that goddamn dislike button. You know what I mean? Colin Moriarty, PlayStation 4 best-selling exclusives are Uncharted 4, Thief's End, Spider-Man, God of War, Last of Us Remastered, Horizon Zero Dawn, Gran Turismo Sports. In 6 weeks, Animal Crossing has passed them all! God damn. Let me get to my chat room real quick. I know y'all niggas is hating down there, bro. I know y'all hating down there, bro. Let me get to my chat room real quick. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Yeah, yo, Nova, Flippin'. What is up, Flippin'? How you doing, man? Realm of Chaos, Tekken God Jets, Lygian. Yeah, 10 out of 10 for The Last of Us guy. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? Yo, Jet Life, showing early morning some more, brother. Yes. Everybody should be up by now. We're in a quarantine lockdown. You guys don't have any women. You're definitely not playing any video games. You're not going to work. You people should be, what are you guys doing? I don't understand how I'm on the internet and you guys are drained, you're tired all day, you're slumbering around, you're not doing anything. Jet Life, thank you so much for the donation. Yeah, Colin Moriarty, I know it burns his soul to report that news right there. But he was the only one that I could find that was reporting that news. I couldn't even find it on IGN. I remember when Uncharted 4 Thief's End hit 3 million sales, and they ran some type of party over at IGN. They made a video that was very celebratory. It was an underlying shot towards OB70, promoting a console base. It was the highest selling console of all time. PlayStation 4 was just selling off of the shelves. Meanwhile, the only way that the Uncharted 4 was able to reach that 3 million at the time, they were bundling Uncharted 4 with PlayStation 4s and they were counting those sales during the holidays. During the holidays, it wasn't a regular day. The only time they were able to sell the PlayStation 4 was during the holidays. Meanwhile, during a goddamn pandemic, Nintendo Switches are nowhere to be found. Has IGN reported on that? Huh? Has Kotaku reported on that? Or is Kotaku trying to run SJW narratives on their website? Not acknowledging gaming. See, this is you guys are so lucky to have somebody like Zobi70 that is able to come after these crooked and wicked companies. You guys are so lucky because if I wasn't here, you would have guys like Bussy Games. You would guys have like guys like Angry Joe. You would guys have a Happy Council Gamer that'll be running toxic liberal narratives on their channel, promoting and rewarding bullshit. Promoting and rewarding bullshit, bro. Half-assed games, half-made games. Games where you're in a fucking zombie apocalypse and people are still finding ways to get surgical enhancements. Finding ways to cut off their penises. Finding ways to put in breast implants. People are trying to survive and they're pushing these narratives. We can't even do that now. During this CV pandemic, we can't run out and get breast augmentations. We can't go out and get penises chopped off. Right now, we can't do that. But if for somehow, some way, The Last of Us, the game that you just have to play. Listen, don't follow the leaks. No, the leaks are bullshit, man. You gotta really play this game, man. You really gotta experiment with this game, man. You really got, it's a fucking trash-ass zombie game, bro. I've been looking at zombie shit for over 50 years. And your shit's still not as good as anything that I've ever saw. Watch when the reviews come out, right? And they're going to be like, yo, you know, don't pay attention to the leaks. Because, you know, these same websites that are running 9s and 10s, 9s and 10s, 9s and 10s, are the same people trying to defend The Last of Us 2. Watch when the reviews come out, and yes, and believe we will do a video destroying these reviews. These toxic review sites. Watch when these reviews come out. I guarantee you they're going to say, don't pay attention to the leaks. You just gotta play this game, man. You really just gotta play it, man. Oh, man, and we will be doing another celebration. We will be dancing on the grave of The Last of Us. We will be dancing on the grave of Sony. And you know what's really impressive about Animal Crossing passing all PlayStation 4 exclusives in only 6 weeks? You know what's really impressive about that? It's because PlayStation has to drop their games down. Every single one of those PlayStation 4 exclusives, from The Last of Us was free, Uncharted 4, Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War, what do they all have in common? The common denominator here for all of those games is that they had to drop each and every single one of those games down to $10 flipping dollars. That is just downright effed up. A $10 AAA game coming out of Sony. The only way that they can muster up the current sales that they have right now, they have to drop it down to $10 for each and every single one of those games. Meanwhile, Animal Crossing, the prices are going up. People cannot find a physical copy anywhere. So people are what do you call it? What do you call that? Scalping them at a higher price. And people are still willing to pay the hard-earned cash. Their hard-earned cash on Animal Crossing. Everybody clapping up for that. God damn, Nintendo. And Animal Crossing is an outstanding game. Animal Crossing New Horizons. Don't listen to the Sony fanboys. They're completely, they're getting this stupid stuff. I mean, come on. This is a game for weirdos, man. Come on. No, it's an outstanding game, man. You're coming in, you're building your little town, you got your little secluded island, you're building a town, the animals are coming in, you're moving things here, you're moving, you're cutting this off, you're chopping this tree down, you're planting these seeds, customizing and building your town any way you want to. The animals have a schedule of their own. The animals are doing their own thing. Sometimes you'll see them running around, just running around for no reason. What the fuck why are they running around for? And they're just taking off, And the animals are sitting in the town square, singing songs. I'm literally in the town dancing with the animals. I'm in there dancing with the animals. This is me, dancing with the animals, Oh, outstanding game. If you haven't picked up the game, it's the hot new game. It's selling out like hotcakes if you can't find a copy. Animal Crossing New Horizons. Shout out to Nintendo. I got my notes here. And this goes back to show you what I said before, for those of you who didn't understand, for those of you who are very weak-minded, for those of you probably raised by women, no father in sight. The reason your father is not around, because 9 times out of 10 it's your mother's fault, but society and your mother constantly blames the man. No, the reason why your father's not around is because your mother probably doesn't even know who your father is. And she probably just named some random guy and said, "You're the father." And nigga looked at you, you got a big swollen head, one eye is bigger than the left eye. You're all fucking twisted up. I said, "That motherfucker ain't my son. Fuck out of here." "Yeah, he's your son. Look, he's got the same shirt you got on." But for those of us who do understand what I said before, Final Fantasy VII was a flop. Final Fantasy VII literally came out the following week after, and this is Final Fantasy VII, people. This is Final Fantasy VII, the most popular video game of all time. Forget the genre of RPG or, whatever. The most popular video game of all time, Final Fantasy VII. Literally, you can go back and to these channels when they announced it. You even got me on camera going, "Final Fantasy VII is here, yay!" There's people jumping out of their chairs going, "Yeah, Final Fantasy VII, baby, yeah!" People giving high fives. People are in a celebratory mood when it comes to Final Fantasy VII. None of that was pertaining towards Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing, the only thing you got out of Animal Crossing was the fans were like, "Yo, where's Animal Crossing at? Can we get Animal Crossing, please? Can you give it to us?" Nintendo said, "Here, boom, you got it, Animal Crossing. Coming to 2020. There you go." And people, they didn't resort to going to Twitter and dancing and putting up memes and laughing memes, and people drinking milk and milk coming out of the nose, or Michael Jackson sitting in the movie theater eating popcorn. Nintendo fanboys didn't resort to that. They never resorted to those type of tactics. Nintendo fans put up or shut up. They literally grabbed their wallets when it literally, the same day that the world went on a global lockdown was the same day people said, I got to get this Animal Crossing. Nothing's going to stop me. Nothing's going to stop me. And it literally showed you how much of a failure Final Fantasy VII is. It literally came out the week, 2 to 3 weeks afterwards. You had more than enough time to pick up the Final Fantasy VII and nobody bought it. It underperformed in comparisons to Final Fantasy 15. Nobody's buying the game. It's not even on the top 10 anymore. It's a complete failure. And these are the things I've been talking about. Whenever I see those initial sales, boom, especially when it comes to AAA games or whatever, and I see those initial sales and I see 3.5, I go, oh, that's not good. Especially for a Final Fantasy game. If it was for a game like a Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, then you go, this is impressive. Because you know those numbers are going to go up. But when it comes to the Final Fantasy VII Remake, a episodic game, we're only on part 1, Lord knows how many versions they're going to be putting out. And you look at that 3.5 and you go, ooh, that should be higher than that. And then, you know, the word of mouth is really shaky. If there is any positive, anything positive towards Final Fantasy VII, it's more in a bully, some type of bullying situation. This is the greatest game. It's the same thing that we saw with Final Fantasy 13. With Final Fantasy 13, it's the same exact thing. It was like there was an audience over here. There was never really any. I mean, now there are people who are in between. You know what I'm saying? And those people who are in between were really just the people that loved it. But like the game is so bad that they had to dial it back a bit because nobody was believing them. But with Final Fantasy 13, I remember when that first came out, everybody was going, this is the greatest thing ever. Oh my God, this is so great. This is amazing. This is the greatest. Oh my God, you know? And then there was a section, those of us who knew Final Fantasy and said, this isn't Final Fantasy. What the fuck is this bullshit? Some type of game where the game's playing me. There's straight corridors. There's, you know what I mean? It's the same exact thing with Final Fantasy 15 as well. I remember when Final Fantasy 15 was as well. Before it came out, everybody was telling me how crazy I was. What are you talking about? This is going to be the greatest thing ever. This is going to be the greatest thing ever. This is going to be the greatest thing ever. And I was the only one that stood strong and stood solid. And I said, no, it will be not. It's not Final Fantasy in no way, shape, or form. This is a game for supreme homosexual weirdos. And the same thing with Final Fantasy VII. After all the smoke is settled, after all the dust is cleared, as the days go by, the more and more we know that Final Fantasy VII Remake is a complete and utter failure piece of trash. And I'm offended whenever somebody asks me to play that piece of trash. How dare you come up to me, a man, and tell me, you know what, you need to just try it. Come on, give it a try. You're going to love it. No, I'm not. It's not Final Fantasy VII. It's not a fucking remake. It's a sequel. And Sakaguchi, his whole philosophy was on no sequels. No sequels. Everything about that game as a man is just a blatant disrespect. As a man. You telling me, how do you know Final Fantasy is bad if you don't try it? It's the same equivalent of telling me, how do I know homosexual is bad? No, excuse me. How do I know anal sex is bad if you never tried it? It's the same equivalent, the same amount of disrespect. I get very disrespected when people tell me to go play a Ubisoft game. I get very disrespected when people tell me to play a Final Fantasy game when it's not Final Fantasy. It is the blatant smack and disrespect in Sophie 70's face. When I stand down and put my nuts on the ground as a man and I say, I am not going to support these things because of the crooked and wicked evil things that are going on in this goddamn gaming industry, you need to respect that as a man. If not, then you're a bitch. Because the only motherfucker that I know that tells me to try something is a bitch. But she gets a leeway because she has a vagina. When a nigga tells me to do it, there's some blatant disrespect with that. Don't tell me to play Final Fantasy VII, you're going to love it. It's not Final Fantasy VII. a complete flop. And Animal Crossing was able to show you that. What I was talking about. I know you didn't get it at the time. I know you thought it was trolling, but now you get it. Do you get it? Good. Oh, Zelby, what are you attacking The Last of Us for? What are you attacking The Last of Us for, man? It's going to sell anyway. Really now? The Last of Us is really going to sell no matter what? Huh? No matter what. There's nothing you can do that's going to sell anyway. Really now. Because what I'm seeing, The Last of Us is a complete flop. Even on the PlayStation 4 with over 100 million units sold. Even combined with the PlayStation 3. The Last of Us is still not to outsell the highest selling Nintendo Switch game. Last of Us is doing numbers? The Last of Us is doing numbers. Are you sure? You know, Nintendo get no respect, yo. You know, when the Wii U was losing, and rightfully so. Sometimes you got to take an L to win the war. Sometimes you got to lose the battle to win the war, right? Nintendo get no respect. When the Wii U was flopping, everybody was dancing on the grave of Nintendo. Everybody was telling Nintendo what they need to do. Xbox fanboys said they needed to add blood in Zelda. Sony fanboys said they need to put their games on other platforms. Even Nintendo fanboys was saying Nintendo needs to make some type of fucking online service where niggas can be chatting in the fucking game room and fucking outdated shit like achievements and trophies. Nintendo has brought you none of that shit. All you dumb motherfuckers was wrong. I and I alone, when they asked me, I said, what do you think Nintendo needs to do? And I said, Nintendo ain't got to do shit. All they got to do is show the fuck up. I was the only motherfucker, man. There was nobody else. Everybody, the most diehard Nintendo fanboy was even tweeting out what Nintendo needs to fucking do. Nintendo don't get no fucking respect, yo. And then now, when Nintendo is selling like hotcakes, now when the games are selling like hotcakes, now everybody wants to fucking ignore Nintendo. Everybody wants to bash the Xbox. No, take this fight to Nintendo, nigga. Take the fight to Nintendo. What's good? What's good? We over here waiting. What's good? What's good? We here. Now, you know what? The Xbox need to step it up, man. No, you need to step it up, Sony. You ain't doing shit. The fuck you niggas is bashing Xbox for? Sony ain't doing nothing. Ghost is so shitty. That's the new hot shit. That shit looks fucking boring, bro. It looks like something I've already played before and multiple Sony exclusives. Doesn't even fucking feel like Japan. Doesn't even look like Japan. Looks like a bunch of a stupid ass game that a gaggling of weirdo Westerners made. Their vision of Japan. I've been playing Japanese games for over 30 years. I know what the fuck Japan is. No disrespect. At that same time, right? When PlayStation 4 was allegedly winning all these fucking the PlayStation 4 at the time, right, was, oh, PlayStation 4 won this month. PlayStation 4 win this month. PlayStation 4 this month. And I was the only motherfucker with a keen eye to say, wait a minute. These numbers ain't right. I was like, wait a second, look right here. Let's look at the fine print, IGN. Let's look at the fine print. Gaming podcasts that don't talk about gaming. Hold up, Kotaku, let's look right here. It says right here, the 3DS won the month. It says right here, 3DS outbeat the PlayStation 4 in sales. Remember that? I even brought that up in the podcast. And everybody wanted to ignore that shit. Oh, it's not a console, man. It's not? No respect, man. Blatantly no respect. It's getting its respect now. It's getting its just due now. Pissed off now, yo. Thank you, Nintendo. Nintendo, thank you so much. Thank you so much. If it wasn't for Nintendo, I would literally be done with gaming. Either I would be done with gaming or I would be going back and playing the games I missed back on the Dreamcast, the PlayStation 1, N64, and things of that such. It would have been an expensive hobby, but it would have been better than playing fucking Ghost of Tsushima and The Last of Us pushing its SJW agendas. This is supposed to be a celebration, but now I'm pissed off because I'm fucking disrespected by all this disrespect that Nintendo's getting. IGN, you have 24 hours, IGN, to report this news, or I'm coming after you next. I've already taken down Bussy Games. I've already taken down a Happy Council Gamer. All these fake sites. You're next. Nintendo. Floyd Mayweather with the freak is a fraud. He plays the last one. Whoa! What the fuck? What's going on with the like bar? Now that is the blatant disrespect right there. Niggas is literally looking at the like bar. They're sitting in the chat room and they're not even hitting the like bar. At least if you don't like me, show it and hit that dislike bar. Give me that. I'm telling you, I don't give a fuck about the like bar. The dislike bar is what really turns me on. Gets my fucking nipples erect. When I see a gaggling of dusty, crummy niggas pissed off, jamming on that fucking dislike bar. That's what really gets me going. I wake up in the morning and be like, yo, I'm popping when niggas want the death of Zoe 70, you know? Why are you so mad, huh? Is it because I'm telling the truth? Nintendo! Thank you for being a friend. Hey, travel down the world and back again. Hey, your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. Boom, boom. And if you threw a party and invited everyone you knew, come on, baby, you will see the biggest gift would be from me. And the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend. Da, 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 da.